usually saying I will not do any general practice. I will do nothing except eyes, nose, and throat. And one doctor that had worked with me in Mullins, who was an eye specialist in Florida, told me, he agreed with, he said, I tell a story that I tell to patients or tell to doctors when I speak. He said, I had a woman, patient, I've had several of them, that I think they have thyroid trouble. I think this one is in the shades of light that's affected their eyes, or a thyroid is affected. Or they may have something pituitary, hormone. And I tell them, you'll have to see the doctor, you know. For that, he said, I told a woman that had been having a lot of trouble that I thought was menopause, that she was deficient in hormones. He said, I told her, now you go to a doctor and you get hormone, you get your blood pressure, your heart checked, you have your thyroid, all that done. I think there's something else except that's affected you guys. He said she put her hand on her hip and looked at, Doctor, how many years have I been coming to you? 15 to 18, I expect, ever since I've been here. She said, all that time I thought you were a doctor. Are you just an eye taker? He said, my staff of 5 or 6 were standing around where they could hear that. He said, I felt like I could fall in the floor. And all that time, I thought you were a doctor. Or you just take her with eyes. He said from that day, when she went out there, he said to the nurse, he said, you put blood pressure apparatus in every stethoscope, every one of my visiting rooms. He ordered hormones and put them in his refrigerator, got syringes and needles to give all, and syringes to take their blood for,
and he
thought there was something. He said, I said, I don't give a darn what the specialists around here say. I'm not going to be called a taker. I'm going to be a doctor for them. And he died last year, about 85. So he lived about 15 years after that, 20. And he came in his summer terms to Mullins when he had his vacation. When I was a coal company doctor, when I took a vacation, I had to have a doctor all the time present. My son was going to that school that I went to in Missouri, and he called me and said, there's a really good doctor down here. He served the Army, and he's specialized, he's finished. But he doesn't have anything, no money at all. They only give you $25 a month when you're serving for those specialties. He said he is just what you'd like here. He's a country boy from Pennsylvania. So my son recommended him, so he knew what we need down there. I wrote to him and told him we could get his license in a week, something like that, if he got an application. And he come his 4 weeks vacation to 3 summers. And later he and his wife said, that's the only money he made about 1,000 to 1,500. That's all the money we had the rest of the year. Now, when I interned I took just a couple of rotations after I left the college because I'd had all the training there. But I went to Akron, Ohio and took a rotation in surgery and a rotation in obstetrics. You worked 3 weeks, 7 days a week, and got 1/2 day off. You got $25 a month and your laundry, and you lived right in the hospital, and you slept there, and you were up and down all night. Do you know today interns get from 25 to 35,000 for intern?
Yep.
That's what that planned scarcity did. We didn't have anybody when the war started. And that just, osteopathic medicine just
boomed.
It just boomed because they had been preaching that we don't have enough family doctors.
Well, you did a good thing in getting that school going. You were the president there for a period.
I was president for almost 5 years. After they hired me, they said, Dale, your first duty is to get a president. So I got a committee together and we interviewed this, that, the other. One from Concord and one from Fairmont were interested. But the one at Fairmont was taking a year off. And the one at Concord said, if they don't take me away, take Bluefield. That was back at the time when enrollment was down. And they had merged Concord and Bluefield, and that caused a roar politically and locally all over Bluefield and Princeton and Athens. He said if the Board of Regents don't remove me from down, either they separate us or I'm leaving the job. I'll take the job if they don't separate. So our committee reported in, and they thanked me for it, and we left. About 30 minutes they called me back in our board, the State Society, and the State Board of Education, and said, congratulations, Dr. Sharp, you're the president.
So you found yourself.
So I didn't ask for any of that.
Right.
Then when it became a state school, the chancellor, Dr. Ben Moore, called me. It passed 3 times before they would let it operate. They would find something wrong in the bill. And the Attorney General would say, you don't. But when the last time Arch Moore signed that, he put in there it would go into effect 24 hours after my signature. The chancellor called me and said, could you be in here tomorrow morning? I went in, he looked at me and said, now I'm going to be truthful with you. The university didn't want you. The Gazette didn't want you. The Board of Regents didn't want you. And I don't want you. But the governor and the legislature want you. Now, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. I am not going to be the chancellor of any second-rate medical school. Now, you and Al Rice, that was the business manager. We got Al from the Fairmont College because Billy Burke, who headed the finance committee, a smart young man, told me that Al Rice is the best financial man in the West Virginia school system. If you could get him, you've got some. I said, what does it take to make? Al Rice spends state money for the school just like it was coming out of his pocket. Anything you bring in here that Al Rice has signed, we'll approve. We got Al Price. Dr. Treffs, who owned Weston General Hospital, went over. As soon as I told the body that, he went over to Fairmont and saw Al Rice. And Al said, well, I've been here for years. I like the job. Dr. Treff said, if they can't give you $3,000 more down at Lewisburg, I will pay it out of my pocket. I will guarantee you that you will get $3,000 more you get. The next week, Al Rice was down with it. And I said to Dr. Morton, you're too fast here. I'm not your president. It was a private school. Had to be set up as a private school till we got accredited. I'm the private school's president. I am going back to Green Bay. I didn't want to be president to start with. And the second thing, the reason I want to go back to Green Bay, I could work 3 days and charge $3 and $5 up there and make more than the presidency. He said, now listen, listen to me. I'm looking for 4 presidents and I'm not going to be looking for a 5th. Now you and Al get back there and can you get us a budget in here the next month or 2? I said, we'll get your money next week. We've been working on it for a couple of years. Dr. Blatt, we had been working with Fred Smith when we got it. And we also had the business manager, Concord, there doing it. And we were not. Before I left, long before that, Dr. Morton and I got to be really good friends. He smoked all the time. The college presidents, 14 college presidents, went to Charleston the second Wednesday of each month from all over the state. It was 14. And he would come in there with us at 8 in the morning with a couple of packs of cigarettes. And he had a big glass tray. And by 1 o'clock, our meetings would last. He didn't dispense with noon for lunch because he said all the time, it's only another hour or something. We just finish it up and we'll all eat. But after I got to know him and too, I'd whispered to him, listen, you don't have to cut that smoke. That smoke in here almost drowns everybody. There's only 1 or 2 other people that smoke, and one of them smokes a pipe, and the other one hardly ever lights one. And you put 1 or 2 packs of stubs on that tray. Then as I got to know him better, every time it was over, you're not paying me for this, but I'm going to tell you, Eddie, you're killing yourself. And we got so we could joke and everything. And just before, the state had a rule, hard fast, if you're an administrative job, When you reach 65, you're automatic. You're out. He come up to tell me, I want to keep you. I can extend you 1 year, but I can't. Jim Harlan, the president of West Virginia University, and you are the same age. You want to get out of here. He wants to stay. If I keep you, I'll have to keep him.